Welcome back. So let's look at the solutions for T1. First thing we need to do is open up the expenses workbook. You can open it up in Google Sheets, and I have it right here in Microsoft Excel. So we see here that we have different staff members, items, what was purchased, and then we have to do a check of some kind. When we go to the summary list, we see that there is a check limit in there. So let's see how this is done. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to go to cell B2 in the summary tab, and we need to apply a name to that cell. So that name is going to be check limit. So let's go to the Summary tab, B2, and that is the limit check. So I'm just going to paste that into the name box and press Enter, okay, just to see how that works. So now we don't refer to that cell by B2 anymore. We refer to it by that name. So if we select the name, you will see the selected box will automatically jump to B2. Okay, so we did question 1. In question 2, we switched to the expenses sheet, and in cell E2, we need to construct an if function that will display check with manager if the amount in D2 is greater than the check limit that we specified. So essentially, that's what we're going to have in the formula, okay? If it's greater than the amount, okay, we display a message, and if it's not greater than that amount, then we can display okay, and that's going into E2. So we'll go to E2 now. Okay, so E2 is over here. So we're going to put an if statement in there, okay? And what we need to do is we need to check to see if this amount here is greater than, okay, the amount that we have specified over here. Okay, you can see here in the address bar. And if it is, let's put a comma in there, comma. If it is, we want to see the following message. The message is check with the manager. Okay, so if it's greater than check limit, then we have the message check with the manager. Otherwise, everything is okay. So we have a comma in there, and we put instead the message okay. And we close off the bracket and press Enter. Okay, so let's take a quick look at that formula in Notepad and make sure we understand exactly what that formula is saying. So we'll open up Notepad here. And we'll paste it in. Okay, and we can see the if statement. So we're checking a condition. We're checking this condition right here. Is the amount in D2 greater than the amount specified? If it is, well, comma, you have to go to the manager and get permission. Okay. If it's false, well, we're going to see a different message. We'll see okay, which means everything is fine. So let's see if it did in fact work. Okay, so we come over here and press Enter. And we see okay. Well, the amount, the allowed amount is up to $50, but not more. Okay, so let's change that amount. We'll make it 75 British pounds. Press Enter, and we get the alternate message that says check with the manager. In question B, we need to copy the formula. Okay, and make sure it replicates correctly. So we come back here, we just simply select the cell, grab the lower right corner. Oops, let's do that again. Copy the lower right corner, drag it down, okay, and we see the only time it says check with manager is when the amount is greater than $50. So it did in fact copy correctly. In the next question, we also have to try changing the value and see if the message changes appropriately. We did that. Now we're going to go to the Summary tab, and in B4, we're going to put a count function to count the total number of date entries in column A. Okay, the expenses column A. So let's go ahead and try that out. So B4 is right here. Okay, and we're going to put in a count function, open bracket, and we're going to be counting the entries in column A. Okay, so we just simply click on the column heading at the top where it says A, and then close off the brackets, press enter, and see if it gave us the correct result. We see the number 14, but let's come back here, and we see the number 15, but it did not include the label at the top. So we do in fact have 14 entries. So that count function did calculate correctly. And then in B5, we want to enter a function to total the amounts in the expenses in column D. Okay, so in column D, we have some expenses, and we want to total it right here. So that would be a simple sum function. So we're going to use a sum. We're going to come over here. We're going to click on the column. Okay, close it off, and then press enter, and we see the total is 443 pounds.